This forum titled with basic safety tips during flood. My name is Sonika Suabalan. I'm the team leader for this group, Group 20. Discuss about this forum. Let's move on to the first point here. So during flood, first what we should do is that we have to move to the higher ground. So why we should move to the higher ground? Because during flood, right, water from the river and the lakes will start to overflow. So when they overflow as a result of heavy rains, the water begins to fill to the land up to some height. So in order to protect yourself from the flow of from the water, you have to move yourself to the higher altitude. So when you move to the higher ground, you should just stay over there and do not wait for any kind of instruction to move. So according to the Star News over here, there were two fatalities involving two fatalities. A 78-year-old man and his daughter. The daughter was 48 years old. They unfortunately they lose their life because of the flood, because they're unable to move to a higher ground since they were staying in a single-story house in Taman Sri Muda. Recently, it happened recently actually. So when the flooded water started to rise, what you should do first is that you have to move to a higher ground. Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna present about bringing only important basic needs. Okay, so important needs will be like some other identity cards and okay, and then okay, why is it important is that it's like when you have to um claim for something, claim for food or claim for your needs or anything, you need your IC with you. And it is also important because you won't have to um register for yourself again. Like if you lose your IC or if you lose your birth certificate, you have to go all around again. And the identity of you will be like, it will be lost. So and your important things are like your important medications, by the way, for older people and all that. Okay, and then one more point is that other than medication, it's you have to bring your clothes, and because that you won't be finding any other clothes when it is flooded, and you'll be all like underwater. You'll be like wet, so wet, like soaking wet. So you need clothes to cover yourself, and then you need clothes to keep warm of yourself. Yeah, and that's all. Thank you.
And I will start with the third point is avoid walking or raving in flood water. The reason why we should avoid walking or raving in flood water because dalam banjir tu keadaan akan semakin teruk, and then dalam air kita tidak mengetahui bahawa dalam tu akan adanya haiwan yang berbisa. And second, bila dah air tengah naik tu, tengah banjir, the second point is kita akan mendapati dalam banjir ada benda-benda yang tajam. And these things akan menjadi sangat bahaya untuk kita dan akan mengakibatkan kecederaan.
Okay. My name is Nur Soleha. My point is disconnect electrical appliance, which is like switch off the wire plug, macam plug yang kita letak just phone, just TV, just komputer ataupun benda-benda yang kita guna untuk sehari lah macam TV ataupun radio ke. Well, itu sebab kalau kita buka kalau kita masih switch on tepat masa during banjir, boleh bolehkan electric shock pada badan kita lah. Sebab bila air naik dan bertembung pula dengan elektrik, kita akan kena dengan electric shock dan mungkin menyebabkan kematian lah. Benda tu juga boleh mengakibatkan orang lain juga yang kena sebabkan dia air and elektrik tu boleh tersebar, elektrik contoh boleh tersebar dengan kadar yang lebih jauh. So better switch off semua yang plug-plug yang ada dan jangan jadi tamak lah untuk dan jadi selfish untuk fikir di sini nak charge phone untuk stay connected. Itu pun penting tapi kita kena juga jaga keselamatan orang lain juga. That's all.
Since Yasir won't be able to join us, I'll be presenting his point. The last one will be get help from rescue team through social media. Okay, for example, if you caught up to a flooded, when you were driving and then you caught up to a flooded water, and then the water rising rapidly around you, then what you should do is that you should get out from the car and then move to a higher ground. And then after you reached to a safer ground, you should immediately call a rescue team. There are a few examples of rescue teams over here in our country, MPK, JKR, PDRM. All these teams will be able to help you when you call them immediately. So you should know that 80% of that caused by flood is because of when the person is trapped inside their car. The car is overturned or rolled when drivers try to cross over the flooded water, when they think the water is shallow. So we shouldn't make any kind of attempt where you can put your life and others' life at risk. So that is all for the last tips. So is there anything else that you guys want to share?
Dengan banjir, we start in the MSU sebab air tentu banyak sangat banjir sampai ke bawah jambatan. So kita orang memang tak boleh keluar. And masa tu MSU ada bagi makanan lah, stok makanan untuk sesiapa yang tinggal dekat residen.
I'm not staying at MSU residence, so I'll tell you what happened around here. So over here, the water started to rise at 2 a.m. when all of us fell asleep. The water has already reached until our kitchen actually. And then my father noticed it and then he waked all of us up. And then straight starting from 2 a.m. until 9 a.m. it continues, the heavy rain continues just like that. So where before we could even realize the water have reached our waist actually. So nothing happened. We all of us shipped up to our because I'm staying in a double-story house, so all of us shipped our gas stoves, our foods, rice, everything to our actually we lived there for 3 days like that, and then after the water flows out, and then we cleaned our house and everything. It took like 3 days for us actually. So this poster or this forum actually it could help us, right? If next time if there's any kind of flood disaster happens around us, we can make another precautions, or we can move with the flow actually. We won't have to macam tak ada masalah lah. We can protect ourselves and our loved ones. So these forums actually really helpful to us, right? So with that, I would like to end this forum. Thank you everyone for joining actually.